Implementation of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) by 2024, a comprehensive report. Introduction. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) is a transformative initiative that has attracted global attention since its inception in 2015. With a projected budget of $62 billion, CPEC is a key component of China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) designed to enhance connectivity between China's Xinjiang province and Pakistan's Gwadar Port. However, the road to realizing CPEC's ambitious goals has been fraught with challenges including security threats, financial constraints, and political instability. This report outlines the 4 critical phases of CPEC's implementation by 2020 for the challenges faced and the implications for regional connectivity. Phases of CPEC implementation. CPEC implementation can be divided into 4 critical phases. 1. Early Harvest Phase 2015 to 2017. Key projects. Initial projects focused on energy and infrastructure. Major developments included coal-fired power plants and road networks. Investment, approximately $27.3 billion was allocated, leading to rapid project approvals and construction. Impact. By 2017, Pakistan had surplus energy capacity due to the completion of several key projects enhancing power generation capabilities. 2. Consolidation Phase 2018 to 2020. Challenges, rising security concerns and political instability hindered progress. Increased attacks on Chinese workers, particularly in Balochistan, raised alarms. Financial setbacks. Pakistan faced economic crises affecting its ability to secure further funding. The reliance on Chinese loans raised concerns of debt dependency. Reassessment. Projects like the Mainline 1 ML1 railway were delayed as the government adopted a phased approach to project approvals. 3. Stabilization Phase 2021 to 2023. Negotiations with IMF. Faced with mounting debt, Pakistan entered negotiations with the International Monetary Fund (IMF), leading to austerity measures that limited available funds for CPEC projects. Security enhancements. Pakistan strengthened security measures to protect CPEC assets and personnel, but anti-China sentiments in Balochistan persisted, complicating relations. Focus on local engagement. Amidst growing resistance from local communities, there were calls for increased local stakeholder involvement in decision-making processes. 4. Sustainability Phase 2024 and beyond. Re-evaluation of strategies. As CPEC reaches its planned completion by 2024, ongoing debates about its viability and local benefits continue. Strategies emphasizing local engagement and sustainable development are paramount. Integration with regional connectivity. The future of CPEC will likely involve integrating with other regional connectivity projects to enhance economic prospects and mitigate geopolitical tensions. Challenges to CPEC implementation. 1. Security concerns. Threats from militant groups. The Balochistan Liberation Army (BLA) and other militant groups have targeted Chinese personnel and infrastructure, leading to a volatile security environment. Impact on projects. Security threats have delayed key projects and strained Sino-Pakistani relations. Despite reassurances from Islamabad, continued violence undermines investor confidence. 2. Financial setbacks. Economic crisis. Pakistan's economic instability, characterized by high inflation and external debt, has complicated CPEC financing. Reliance on Chinese loans raises fears of a debt trap. IMF negotiations. Austerity measures imposed by the IMF have limited funding for CPEC projects, resulting in a phased approach to project approvals, particularly for the ML1 railway. 3. Domestic political factors. Political instability. Shifting governmental attitudes towards CPEC have resulted in inconsistent support for the initiative. Allegations of corruption and lack of transparency have eroded trust among local communities. Local resistance, discontent among Baloch communities regarding the perceived exploitation of their resources has fueled protests and resistance to CPC projects. Common themes across sources. 1. Ambitious goals versus reality. Despite initial promises of economic growth and job creation, CPC has not delivered the anticipated benefits, leading to skepticism regarding its long-term viability. 2. Need for local engagement. A recurring theme emphasizes the importance of involving local stakeholders in decision-making to address grievances and foster trust. 3. Geopolitical implications. CPC is viewed as a strategic move by China to expand its influence in South Asia, raising concerns among geopolitical rivals, particularly the United States. Differences between sources. 1. Strategic versus governance focus. Some sources emphasize the strategic implications of CPC in the context of US-China competition, while others highlight governance issues and the need for local engagement. 2. Broader context of BRI. Certain analyses provide a broader context for CPC within China's BRI, discussing global ambitions and the associated risks of debt dependency. Timeline of key events. 2015, CPEC formally launched with a commitment of $62 billion. 2013 to 2017, rapid project approvals and financing characterized the early phase, leading to significant energy investments. 2018 onwards, rising security concerns, financial crises, and political shifts in Pakistan led to project delays and reassessments. 2024, ongoing debates about CPEC's viability and sustainability continue, with calls for increased local stakeholder involvement. Conclusion. CPEC holds transformative potential for Pakistan but faces significant challenges in its implementation. The project requires a re-evaluation of strategies to ensure that it benefits local communities and meets its ambitious economic goals. Moving forward, a focus on local engagement, security enhancements, and financial sustainability will be crucial to the success of CPC and its ability to contribute to regional connectivity by 2024 and beyond. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPC) is widely perceived as a monumental project that promises to reshape economic landscapes and enhance connectivity between China and Pakistan. However, the implementation of CPC has revealed several counterintuitive facets that challenge the initial optimism surrounding the project. 1. Security threats versus economic promises. While CPC was heralded as a vehicle for economic growth and development, it has faced severe security challenges that compromise its effectiveness. The assumption that substantial investment would lead to stability has proven false, as ongoing violence, particularly in Balochistan, has jeopardized the safety of Chinese workers and delayed project timelines. Instead of fostering a secure environment conducive to investment, the security situation has necessitated a focus on risk management, diverting resources away from development objectives. 2. Debt dependency versus economic independence. The narrative that CPC would bolster Pakistan's economy overlooks the potential for a debt trap. The heavy reliance on Chinese loans rather than fostering economic independence risks entrenching Pakistan in a cycle of debt. This has led to a paradox where the anticipated economic benefits are overshadowed by the financial burdens that may inhibit Pakistan's sovereignty and lead to increased Chinese influence over its economic policies. 3. Local engagement versus top-down planning. CPC is often framed as a collaborative initiative aimed at regional development. Yet the reality of top-down planning has marginalized local communities, leading to resistance and unrest. The expectation that CPC would naturally benefit local populations has been met with pushback from Baloch communities who feel excluded from decision-making processes. This disconnect has fostered resentment and opposition, undermining the project's legitimacy and effectiveness. For geopolitical strategy versus local realities, while CPC is positioned as a critical component of China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) and a strategic maneuver against U.S. influence in the region, the local realities on the ground present a different picture. The geopolitical implications of CPEC are often oversimplified, neglecting the complexities of regional dynamics and the socio-political fabric of Pakistan. The expectation that CPEC would smoothly enhance China's global standing has not accounted for the entrenched local grievances that challenge the project's viability. 5. Job creation versus employment reality. The ambitious promises of job creation associated with CPEC have not materialized as expected. The projection of generating millions of jobs stands in stark contrast to the actual figures, which reveal a significant shortfall. This discrepancy raises questions about the effectiveness of CPEC in addressing Pakistan's unemployment crisis and highlights the gap between rhetoric and reality. 6. Infrastructure development versus socio-economic impact. CPEC's focus on infrastructure development, while vital, has often eclipsed the need for a comprehensive approach that considers socio-economic implications. The assumption that building roads and ports would automatically lead to economic prosperity disregards the necessity of integrating local needs and capacities into development plans. The lack of consideration for local contexts has resulted in underutilized infrastructure and missed opportunities for sustainable growth. 7. Chinese influence versus sovereign agency. While CPEC is often viewed as a means for China to extend its influence in South Asia, this perspective overlooks the agency of Pakistan as a sovereign state. The complexities of Pakistan's political landscape, domestic challenges, and shifting governmental attitudes towards CPEC complicate the narrative of unilateral Chinese dominance. This suggests that the dynamics of power in CPEC are more multifaceted than a straightforward depiction of Chinese hegemony. 8. International response versus local sentiment. The international community's concern over CPEC as a tool for Chinese expansionism often contrasts with local sentiments, which are shaped by immediate security and economic realities. The perception of CPEC as a geopolitical chess piece fails to resonate with the everyday experiences of those living in its shadow, revealing a gap between international narratives and local realities. In summary, the implementation of CPEC has exposed a range of counterintuitive truths that challenge the initial perceptions of its potential as a transformative initiative. The interplay of security challenges, debt dependency, local engagement, geopolitical strategies, and socio-economic realities underscores the complexities inherent in such a large-scale project. Recognizing these nuances is essential for rethinking approaches to CPEC and ensuring that it aligns with the needs and aspirations of local communities while addressing broader regional dynamics. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) is more than just an ambitious infrastructure project. It embodies complex geopolitical dynamics, financial implications, and local socio-political issues that are often overlooked in broader discussions. Here I will explore several key aspects of the CPEC, emphasizing why they are significant yet commonly neglected. 1. Local stakeholder engagement. One of the most crucial yet overlooked aspects of CPEC is the lack of local stakeholder engagement. The planning and implementation of CPEC have largely followed a top-down approach, with decisions being made at the governmental level without adequate input from local communities that are affected by the projects. This has led to widespread resentment, particularly among the Baloch population, who feel marginalized and exploited. Significance: local engagement is vital for the success of infrastructure projects. Without it, there is a higher risk of resistance and conflict, as seen with the Balochistan Liberation Army (BLA), which has targeted CPEC operations. A failure to incorporate local feedback can result in projects that do not meet the needs of the population, leading to social unrest and potential sabotage. Moreover, inclusive processes can enhance trust and cooperation between the Chinese contractors, the Pakistani government, and local communities, which is essential for long-term sustainability. 2. Debt dependency and financial viability. Another critical issue that is often under-discussed is the financial model underpinning CPEC and the potential for Pakistan to fall into a debt trap. Pakistan's reliance on Chinese loans, combined with its ongoing economic crises characterized by high inflation and external debt, raises concerns about the sustainability of CPEC projects. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) has warned that increasing reliance on Chinese financing could further destabilize Pakistan's economy.
Significance: the implications of debt dependency extend beyond immediate financial concerns.
Should Pakistan struggle to meet its repayment obligations, it may be forced to make concessions that compromise its sovereignty. This situation could lead to a scenario where China exerts undue influence over Pakistan's economic policies and strategic decisions, which could alter the geopolitical landscape in South Asia. Diminishing US and Indian influence. 3. The role of geopolitical rivalry. The geopolitical context surrounding CPEC is another area that deserves deeper examination. The corridor is not just a bilateral initiative between China and Pakistan, it also serves as a counterbalance to U.S. influence in the region.
The U.S. perceives CPEC as part of China's broader strategy to expand its influence through the Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), which poses a challenge to American interests in South Asia. Significance: understanding the geopolitical implications of CPEC is crucial for grasping its potential impact on regional stability. As the U.S. seeks to counter China's influence, it may increase its support for rival factions in Pakistan or work to strengthen ties with India, further complicating the regional security landscape.
The interplay between the U.S., China, and Pakistan will shape not only the future of CPEC but also the broader dynamics of South Asian politics.
4. Security issues and their implications.
Security concerns, particularly in Balochistan, are a persistent challenge for the implementation of CPEC.
The threats posed by militant groups like the BLA and ISIS-K have resulted in attacks targeting Chinese workers and infrastructure. Despite the deployment of security forces, the ongoing violence has led to delays and heightened fears among investors. Significance: the security situation in Balochistan has far-reaching consequences. Not only does it jeopardize the safety of Chinese nationals, but it also affects the overall perception of CPEC as a viable investment. If security issues are not adequately addressed, it could lead to a withdrawal of Chinese investments, undermining the very economic development that CPEC aims to foster.
Additionally, prolonged instability may exacerbate local grievances, leading to further violence and unrest.
5. Cultural and social dimensions. The social dimensions of CPEC, particularly the cultural implications for local communities, are often overlooked. The influx of Chinese workers and the establishment of Chinese-led projects can create cultural frictions. The perception of Chinese exploitation of local resources and labor has fueled anti-China sentiment among certain segments of the population. Significance: cultural sensitivity is crucial for the acceptance and success of foreign investments. Failure to address cultural concerns can lead to backlash against CPEC and Chinese investments in general, complicating diplomatic relations between China and Pakistan. Understanding and respecting local customs and traditions can help mitigate tensions and foster a more inclusive environment for development. 6. Environmental sustainability. The environmental impact of CPEC projects is another aspect that warrants attention. Large-scale infrastructure projects often lead to ecological degradation, which can have dire consequences for local communities dependent on natural resources. The lack of environmental assessments and considerations in project planning can result in long-term damage to ecosystems. Significance: ignoring environmental sustainability can lead to conflicts over resource use, particularly in water-scarce regions. Sustainable development practices are essential for ensuring that CPEC benefits do not come at the expense of environmental health. Furthermore, addressing environmental concerns can enhance the credibility of the project and its long-term viability, aligning it with global sustainability goals. 7. Shifts in Chinese strategy. In light of the challenges facing CPEC, there is a noticeable shift in China's approach.
Rather than a one-size-fits-all model, China appears to be adopting a more cautious, phased strategy that allows for incremental progress.
This shift includes seeking new partnerships and investments from Gulf countries to alleviate the financial burden of CPEC. Significance: this evolving strategy reflects a broader trend within China's Belt and Road Initiative, moving away from aggressive investment toward a more sustainable and adaptable model. Understanding this shift is crucial for stakeholders to align their expectations and strategies accordingly.
It also opens up opportunities for collaboration and investment from other nations, potentially reshaping the economic landscape of South Asia. Conclusion: the implementation of CPEC is a complex interplay of local, national, and international dynamics. Key aspects such as stakeholder engagement, financial sustainability, geopolitical rivalry, security issues, cultural dimensions, environmental sustainability, and shifts in strategy are vital for understanding the project's trajectory. By recognizing these often overlooked factors, stakeholders can better navigate the challenges and opportunities presented by CPEC, ultimately shaping its future impact on Pakistan and the broader region. 1. Security concerns and regional stability. The CPEC's implementation is severely hindered by security challenges, particularly in Balochistan, where groups like the Balochistan Liberation Army (BLA) pose significant threats to Chinese workers and infrastructure. The ongoing violence and anti-China sentiment in the region have led to project delays and strained Sino-Pakistani relations, raising critical questions about the sustainability of investments in an unstable environment. This security landscape not only impacts CPEC but also jeopardizes regional stability, complicating U.S. foreign policy interests in South Asia. 2. Financial setbacks and economic viability. Pakistan's deepening economic crisis, characterized by high external debt, inflation, and reliance on Chinese loans, complicates the CPEC's execution. The potential for a debt trap looms large, as the country struggles to manage repayments while facing austerity measures imposed by the IMF. These financial constraints have delayed key projects such as the ML1 railway and raised concerns about the viability of CPEC as a transformative economic initiative. Moreover, job creation has fallen short of ambitious targets, leading to public discontent and declining business confidence. 3. Domestic political dynamics and governance issues. The fluctuating political landscape in Pakistan, marked by inconsistent support for CPEC across different administrations, has impeded the project's progress. Allegations of corruption, lack of transparency, and inadequate local stakeholder engagement have fueled mistrust among affected communities, particularly in Balochistan. This top-down approach has neglected local needs, resulting in resistance from communities who feel marginalized by CPEC projects. A more inclusive strategy that involves local participation in decision-making processes is essential for fostering trust and achieving long-term success. For geopolitical implications and U.S. response, CPEC is a critical component of China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), with implications for U.S. foreign policy. China's deepening ties with Pakistan through CPEC challenge U.S. interests in maintaining influence in South Asia. The U.S. must counterbalance China's growing clout by developing alternative connectivity projects and monitoring CPEC's progress. Fostering regional security cooperation and offering economic alternatives can help mitigate Pakistan's dependence on Chinese loans, ensuring that U.S. interests in regional stability and counterterrorism efforts are upheld. 1. The Marshall Plan 1948–1952. The Marshall Plan, officially known as the European Recovery Program, was an American initiative to aid Western Europe after World War II. With a budget of approximately $13 billion, around $140 billion today, the plan aimed to rebuild war-torn regions, remove trade barriers, modernize industry, and improve European prosperity. The U.S. provided financial assistance to 16 European countries, which significantly contributed to the region's recovery and economic growth. However, the plan faced challenges such as political resistance in some countries and differing economic policies. Ultimately, it successfully revitalized European economies and is often credited with helping to lay the groundwork for the European Union. 2. The Panama Canal 1904–1914.
the construction of the Panama Canal was a monumental engineering project that aimed to connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, significantly reducing maritime travel time. The project was fraught with challenges including difficult terrain, tropical diseases, and political tensions. Initially undertaken by the French and later completed by the United States, the canal faced significant delays and cost overruns. The U.S. invested approximately $375 million, over $10 billion today, to complete the canal, which opened in 1914. The project not only enhanced global trade but also had profound geopolitical implications, altering the balance of power in the Western Hemisphere. 3. The Suez Canal 1859–1869. The Suez Canal was constructed to connect the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea, facilitating trade between Europe and Asia. The project, led by French engineer Ferdinand de Lesseps, faced numerous obstacles including financial difficulties, technological challenges, and political opposition. The canal was financed through a combination of public and private investments, with the Egyptian government initially taking on significant debt to fund its construction. Upon its completion in 1869, the Suez Canal transformed global trade routes and significantly reduced travel time for shipping, but it also led to heightened imperial interests in the region, particularly from Britain and France. The canal remains a vital conduit for international trade today. Future outlook: predictions for the implementation of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) by 2024. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC), a flagship project under China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), is pivotal for regional connectivity, infrastructure development, and economic growth. As we look towards 2024, several key predictions can be made about the future of CPEC, considering its current challenges and potential trajectories. 1. Phased development approach. Prediction: CPEC will continue to adopt a phased and incremental development strategy. Given the financial constraints and security challenges facing Pakistan, CPEC projects will likely be executed in smaller, manageable phases rather than as grand, sweeping initiatives. The Pakistani government has already indicated a shift towards this method, particularly in regard to significant projects like the Mainline 1 ML1 railway. By breaking projects into smaller components, stakeholders can better manage risks, control costs, and ensure more immediate benefits to local communities. 2. Increased local engagement and inclusivity. Prediction: there will be a concerted effort to enhance local engagement in CPEC projects. As issues of local discontent and opposition to CPEC have come to the forefront, especially in Balochistan, future implementation strategies will emphasize inclusivity. Both the Chinese and Pakistani governments are expected to adopt more transparent and participatory approaches. Local stakeholders, including community leaders and civil society organizations, will likely be consulted more actively in project planning and execution. This shift is crucial in addressing grievances and ensuring that the benefits of CPEC projects are equitably distributed. 3. Security enhancements and stability measures. Prediction: enhanced security measures will be implemented to protect CPEC assets and personnel. In light of persistent threats from militant groups, particularly in Balochistan, there will be increased investment in security infrastructure and personnel to safeguard CPEC operations. This might include deploying specialized security forces, improved intelligence sharing between China and Pakistan, and enhanced collaboration with local law enforcement agencies. The focus will be on creating a stable environment conducive to both investment and development. 4. Geopolitical dynamics and U.S. response. Prediction: the geopolitical implications of CPEC will intensify, prompting strategic responses from the U.S. and other regional powers. As CPEC solidifies China's influence in South Asia, the U.S. is expected to ramp up its counter-strategies, potentially through initiatives like the Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment (PGII). The U.S. may seek to develop alternative connectivity projects that offer viable options to Pakistan, thereby reducing dependence on Chinese financing. This geopolitical competition will shape not only US-Pakistan relations but also the broader dynamics of regional cooperation and competition. 5. Financial sustainability and debt management. Prediction: there will be significant focus on financial sustainability and managing Pakistan's debt obligations. Given Pakistan's precarious economic situation, there will be a push for restructuring existing debts and seeking alternative financing sources for CPEC projects. This might include inviting investments from other countries and international financial institutions, particularly in sectors like renewable energy and technology. A more diversified funding strategy will be essential to reduce reliance on Chinese loans and mitigate the risk of a debt trap. 6. Technological integration and modern infrastructure. Prediction: the use of advanced infrastructure technologies will play a crucial role in enhancing connectivity. As CPEC progresses, there will be an increasing emphasis on integrating advanced technologies in infrastructure projects. This could involve adopting smart construction techniques, digital connectivity solutions, and sustainable energy practices. By leveraging technology, CPEC can enhance its operational efficiency and environmental sustainability, aligning with global trends in infrastructure development. 7. Local economic development and job creation. Prediction: CPEC will increasingly focus on generating local employment and economic development. In response to criticisms regarding job creation and local benefits, future CPEC initiatives are expected to prioritize local employment opportunities and skills training programs. This will not only address community grievances but also enhance the overall economic impact of CPEC. By fostering local entrepreneurship and small business development, CPEC can create a more robust economic ecosystem that benefits a broader segment of the population. Conclusion: as we approach 2024, the future of the China-Pakistan economic corridor hinges on addressing the multifaceted challenges it faces. Through a phased approach, increased local engagement, enhanced security measures, and a focus on financial sustainability, CPEC has the potential to fulfill its ambitious goals of transforming Pakistan's economy and enhancing regional connectivity. However, the geopolitical landscape and the need for inclusive development will remain central to its success. The ongoing evolution of CPEC will be closely watched as it continues to shape the economic and political dynamics of South Asia.